lovelies, it is time for another round of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. And the way this one works is you get to help pick my TBR. So I tell you, if I go and react to a haul from over 3 years ago, and I tell you if I've read the book, if I haven't read the book, or if I've unhauled the book. And out of all the books that I still own that I have not read from that haul, you get to vote on which book or books I have to read in the upcoming month. And depending on how many books are in that list, will determine how many I have to pick. So if I have 1 through 9 unread, then I have to pick the number 1 voted book. If I have 10 through 19, I have to pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. Okay, so today we're going to be reacting to my book haul for March 2021. So yeah, like 4 years ago now. Okay, so I have my video pulled up. I've got my earbuds in. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have another book haul for you, so stay tuned. So today I have 24, all of these, and these books to haul for you. So I accumulated a lot, and I feel so blessed and so lucky because so many of these were gifts, and I just can't tell you how thankful I am. So these are all of the books that I actually purchased, not including subscription boxes. These, well, the first 2 here are ones that I won in a giveaway. The rest of these were from subscription boxes, and then all of these were gifted to me this month. And oh my gosh, guys, you're too kind, and I love you. So let me start with these that I've got in my lap here. This first one is so pretty, and I'm so excited to have this edition. This is the Lit Crate Joy edition, and it's just like a sleeve or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. Box jacket? I don't know. But the book is like the normal book, and it is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. So I haven't read it. I do still own it. I think I read the first one in that series. I did. But I never got around to continuing because I started doing like a thing with, I think it was like a Twitter group at that point, and we were like buddy reading all of the Cassandra Clare books in order, and so I kept starting over. And I don't think I ever got to that one. So yeah, Chain of Iron is book 2 in the Last Hours series. And The Last Hours is a Shadowhunter series set in 1903. It deals with the next generation after Will, Tessa, and Jim, as well as Charlotte and Henry's children, Tatiana Blackthorn's children, the Lightwood kids, and many more. 1903 is right around the time the Victorian era tips into the Edwardian era. Beautiful clothes, fabulous history, and so much more. Let me see if I can see when I read Chain of Gold. Okay, it looks like I read it in April of 2020. That's like the month after it came out. So it's been 5 years since I've read this. So I will probably have to read Chain of Gold again, but I will say that if you vote for Chain of Iron, I'll be reading both Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron, because yeah, I'll have to reread Chain of Gold. So let me tell you about Chain of Gold, which is the first book. Cordelia Carstairs is a shadow hunter, a warrior trained since childhood to battle demons. When her father is accused of a terrible crime, she and her brother travel to London in hopes of preventing the family's ruin. Cordelia's mother wants to marry her off, but Cordelia is determined to be a hero rather than a bride. Soon, Cordelia encounters childhood friends James and Lucy Herondale and is drawn into their world of glittering ballrooms, secret assignations, and supernatural salons, where vampires and warlocks mingle with mermaids and magicians. All the while, she must hide her secret love for James, who is sworn to marry someone else. But Cordelia's new life is blown apart when a shocking series of demon attacks devastates London. These monsters are nothing like those shadow hunters have fought before. These demons walk in daylight, strike down the unwary with incurable poison, and seem impossible to kill. London is immediately quarantined. Trapped in the city, Cordelia's friends discover that a dark legacy has gifted them with incredible powers, and forced a brutal choice that will reveal the true cruel price of being a hero. So I actually do vaguely remember some of that, but I will have to reread it, I think, so I get the full, like, don't miss anything. So if you want me to read Chain of Gold as well as Chain of Iron, vote for Chain of Iron. All right, continuing on. The next two books actually are the same book, but I got them from different places. So one I got from Book Depository for myself, and the other I got from Amazon for Xander. So I like the UK paperback and Xander likes the hardcover, so we each have a full set of these. He enjoys reading this series. I enjoy reading it. This is Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. I don't know if I've read Bridge of Souls. Let me check. I know that I read at least the first two books in this series. Yeah, it looks like I haven't read the third book, which is, I guess, the final book. So the first book is City of Ghosts. Then we have Tunnel of Bones. And then book 3 is Bridge of Souls. So I feel like with this one, I remember enough about the first two books that I might just be able to like go and read some like spoilery reviews and not have to reread them. But let me tell you about City of Ghosts since it's book 1. From #1 New York Times bestselling author Victoria Schwab comes a sweeping, spooky, evocative adventure perfect for fans of Stranger Things and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Ever since Cass almost drowned, okay, she did drown, but she doesn't like to think about it. She can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead and enter the world of spirits. Her best friend is even a ghost. So things are already pretty strange, but they're about to get much stranger. And I remember, I think the first one's like set in Scotland, I believe. The second one's set in Paris. Her parents are like famous ghost hunters, which they can't actually see the ghosts and stuff, but she can. And they have no idea that she actually can. And she tends to help them like cross over. It's a very cute series and a little spooky, and I enjoy it. So if you want me to read the final book, vote Bridge of Souls. Oh, and I will mark one of those as unhaul because one of those actually went to Xander, but I still own my other one. All right, continuing on. Next up is a book that I got because of a video I watched of Kayla from Books and Lala, and I'll link her channel down below. But she did this vlog where she read like her Enneagram, and there was a book that I thought was really, really interesting and I wanted to read myself, and that was Millenniagram by Hanan Posh. I still own and have not read Millenniagram. Okay, this says, buckle up folks, it's time to jump in, embrace your inner self and release the things that are holding you back from wholeness. Enter the Millenniagram. The Enneagram is an ancient personality typing system that has a sneaky way of revealing who we are and why we do the things we do. Using 9 types, it gets to the root of our fears and motivations, unveiling our innermost selves. Millenniagram reinvigorates the Enneagram by putting a modern spin on the classic 9 types. Hannah Posh, creator of the popular #Millenniagram threads on Twitter, reveals how this system acts as a map toward our authentic selves. For Hannah, the Enneagram is not about changing who we are, but rather nurturing and loving our whole selves, even the pain in the ass qualities. Only from this position of wholeness, rooted in who we are, what we believe, and what kind of story we are writing, will we be able to act bravely for the sake of justice and humanity, to approach our effed up world with the grounded courage it asks of us. With her trademark irreverent humor and empowering affirmations, Millenniagram reframes the classic Enneagram types with a fresh perspective and new names that cut right to the chase. So, if you want me to read this, vote Millenniagram. And you just see how to spell it here on the screen. whichever side it's on of me. Okay, let's get back to the video. All right, next up. The next two books are books 2 and 3 in a series, and this month I have read the first book and absolutely loved it and immediately ordered the next two and pre-ordered the fourth one. This series, oh my goodness. So this is Undercover Bromance and Crazy Stupid Bromance by Lisa K. Adams. Okay, so I feel like I have read both of those. I'm going to check. I know I've read several in this series. Yes, so I have actually read the first 4 books in this series. So, yay. I do still own them both as well, because I very much enjoyed them. Alright, next up. And this last book is one that I actually bought from another booktuber. She was selling them, I think, on Twitter. And that's Samantha from Thoughts on Tomes, and I'll link her channel down below as well. But she was in the process of moving and unhauling some books, and so she was selling them on there. And I got from her The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I did read and unhauled that. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. I believe I did unhaul it. I just don't know if I marked it as unhauled, but I did read it. I feel like I unhauled it though, so that's what I'm going to say. Alright, let's get back to the video. Next up. Okay, now for these two up here that were giveaways. So this first one is a Goodreads giveaway that I won, and that's The Last Luminian by S.G. Blaze. I'm not sure about this one. I'm pretty sure I have not read it, but I don't know if I still own it. Okay, so I do still own it and have not read it. So this is the first in a series. It says, most princesses need saving. This one will save you. She is a rebel. Lila is fighting for the refugees' freedom from oppression. The king, her father, lost touch with reality ever since Lila's mother died. Now everyone else is paying the price. The arrival of Kayla, a powerful Tyrian general, complicates Lila's life. His presence leads to conflicted feelings and friction with Arav, a handsome pilot and fellow rebel. Her life is not what she imagined it to be, not by far. Meddling gods, love interests, and sudden magical abilities have no room in Lila's world, but that has become her new reality. No matter how hard she pushes them away, it's too late. They all seek to control her anyway. Now the era war between two ruling arch gods forces Lila to act, accept who she really is, magic and all, find true love, fulfill her destiny by defeating the arch god of chaos and destruction before he finds her, the Last Luminian. So if you want me to read this, vote The Last Luminian. Alright, next up. And then this other one was a giveaway by through Instagram by the author. And that was Bewitched by Paige McKenzie and Nancy Olin. I feel like I have unhauled this one. Let me check. I did unhaul that. Alright, next up. Okay, next up are the books that I have gotten from subscription boxes. So this first one was from my Brave Girls Book Club box, but it was from like their December box, and it just got to me. And that is Tencil by Sabile Pounder. I'm not sure about this one, though it'd be funny to be reading a Christmas book in July. Okay, so that is one that I do still own and I have not read. This is Tencil, the Girls Who Invented Christmas. How did the world come to believe Santa Claus is a man? Is it all just a big misunderstanding? This tale of friendship, sleigh rides, and two formidable girls is the Christmas book of the year. A gloriously funny, festive adventure that will delight even the biggest Grinch. Join Blanche Claus and her best friend, Rinky, for a funny, festive sleigh ride you'll never forget. From Sabile Pounder, best-selling author of the Witch Wars and Bad Mermaid series, this tale of friendship and mince pie feasts is the perfect book to curl up with this winter. Funny, feminist, and with a huge heart. So if you want me to read this, vote Tencil. Alright, next up. And then this one was the I think it's the most recent Books That Matter subscription box. Books That Matter and Brave Girls Book Club, they're the same company. It's just Brave Girls is middle grade and Books That Matter is like YA and adult. And this one I think is the February one. I don't think I've gotten the March one yet because they're coming from the UK, so they get here way late. Anyway, that is The Emperor's Babe by Bernardine Evaristo. I feel like I've unhauled that, but let me check. Okay, it looks like I do still own this one, and I have not read it. This says, a coming-of-age tale to make the muses themselves roar with laughter and weep for pity. Sassy, razor-sharp, and transformative. From the acclaimed author of Mr. Loverman. Londinium AD 211. Zuleika is a modern girl living in an ancient world. She's a back-alley firecracker, a scruffy Nubian babe with tangled hair and bare feet, and she's just been married off to a fat old Roman. Life as a teenage bride is no joke, but Zeke's is a born survivor. She knows a city like the back of her hand. It's slave girls and drag queens, it's shining villas and rotting slums. She knows how to get by, until one day she catches the eye of the most powerful man on earth, the Roman emperor, and her trouble really starts. Silver-tongued and merry-eyed, this is a story in song and verse, a joyful mashup of today and yesterday, kaleidoscoping distant past and vivid present. The Emperor's Babe asks what it means to be a woman and to survive in this thrilling, brutal, breathless world. So it is poetry. It's like categorized under poetry. So if you want me to read this, vote The Emperor's Babe. All right, next up. Okay, then these two here were my YA Unplugged book box. So the first one I have is What Big Teeth by Rose Sabo. I feel like I read this and unhauled it. I'm gonna check. That is correct. Okay, next. Okay, next up we have If I Tell You the Truth by Jasmine Carr. I read this one and I still own it. Next. Okay, next up, these two are Unplugged book box. They're adult box. So the first one we have is The Conductors by Nicole Glover. I don't know about this one. Okay, it looks like I do still own this one and I haven't read it. It is the first in a series called Murder and Magic. This says, introducing Hetty Rhodes, a magic user and former conductor of the Underground Railroad who now solves crimes in post-Civil War Philadelphia. As a conductor on the Underground Railroad, Hetty Rhodes helped usher dozens of people north with her wits and magic. Now that the Civil War is over, Hetty and her husband Benji have settled in Philadelphia, solving murders and mysteries that the white authorities won't touch. When they find one of their friends slain in an alley, Hetty and Benji bury the body and set off to find answers. But the secrets and intricate lies of the elites of Black Philadelphia only serve to dredge up more questions. To solve this mystery, they will have to face ugly truths all around them, including the ones about each other. So if you want me to read this, vote The Conductors. All right, next up. And then this one is a chunky book. This is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. I'm pretty sure I still own this one and haven't read it. I feel like it's on my shelves in here. I don't know. Let me double check. But I feel like I still own it. I do, and it should actually be in here somewhere. Now I see it. Okay, so this is the first in a series as well. The series is called Rook and Rose. This says, fortune favors the bold, magic favors the liars. Rin is a con artist who has come to the sparkling city of Nadezra with one goal, to trick her way into a noble house, securing her fortune and her sister's future. But as she's drawn into the elite world of House Trementis, she realizes her masquerade is just one of many surrounding her. And as nightmare magic begins to weave its way through the city of dreams, the poisonous feuds of its aristocrats and shadowy dangers of its impoverished underbelly become tangled, with Rin at their heart. The Mask of Mirrors is an unmissable start to the Rook and Rose trilogy, a dazzling and darkly magical fantasy adventure by Marie Brennan and Alec Helms, writing together as M.A. Carrick. So if you want me to read this, vote The Mask of Mirrors. All right, next up. Then we have the oh so kindly gifted to me books. So these first 5 here, these first 5 books were all gifted to me by the same person, and that's Nicole Bannister. She also has a YouTube channel, and I will link that in the description as well. The first one I have here is Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke. I have read and still own Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder. Next up we have Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. I'm not sure about this one. Okay, so I do still own this one, and I have not read it. This says, after 7 years as an assistant, 29-year-old Evie Summers is ready to finally get the promotion she deserves. But now the TV and film agency she's been running behind the scenes is in trouble, and Evie will lose her job unless she can convince the agency's biggest and most arrogant client, Ezra Chester, to finish writing the script for a Hollywood romantic comedy. The catch? Ezra is suffering from writer's block, and he'll only put pen to paper if Singleton Evie can prove to him that you can fall in love like they do in the movies. With the future of the agency in jeopardy, Evie embarks on a mission to meet a man the way Sally met Harry or Hugh Grant met Julia Roberts. But in the course of testing out the meet-cute scenes from classic romantic comedies IRL, not only will Evie encounter one humiliating situation after another, but she'll have to confront the romantic past that soured her on love. In a novel as hilarious as it is heartwarming, debut author Rachel Winters proves that sometimes real life is better than the movies, and that the best kind of meet-cutes happen when you least expect them. In this charming, feel-good debut novel, a cynical assistant at a screenwriting agency must reenact the meet-cute scenes from classic romantic comedy movies in order to help her #1 client get his scriptwriting mojo back. But can real-life meet-cute be in store for someone who doesn't believe in happily ever after? So if you want me to read this, vote Would Like to Meet. Okay, so at this point, we're only like halfway through the video, maybe a little bit over halfway. Hopefully in the second half I did a lot better. All right, next up. Next we have The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. I feel like I have unhauled that one. I feel like I unhauled that whole series. Yes, I did. All right, next. Next up we have Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. I have not read Wires and Nerve. So I know this is a Lunar Chronicles story. I don't know where it fits into the series. Let me see. So I know I've read everything in the Lunar Chronicles except for Stars Above, which is a novella, which I need to read because that's on my These Books Will Self-Destruct shelf. But I feel like I can probably read this too, and it's a graphic novel. So this says, when rogue packs of wolf hybrid soldiers threaten the tenuous peace alliance between Earth and Luna, Aiko takes it upon herself to hunt down the soldiers' leader. She is soon working with a handsome royal guard who forces her to question everything she knows about love, loyalty, and her own humanity. With appearances by Cinder and the rest of the Rampion crew, this is a must-have for fans of the series. So if you want me to read this, vote Wires and Nerve. All right, next up. Next up, and I think this might be the last one. Yes, this is the last one from Nicole. And this is The Sisters Grimm by Minna Van Prague. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check on that one. I unhauled that one. All right, next up. Okay, next up is The Bride Test by Helen Hong. I have not read The Bride Test. I do still own it. Is that the first in the series, though? Because I know that's part of a series. It is not the first in the series. It is book 2 in the Kiss Quotient series. And I haven't read book 1. I also don't know if I own book 1. I don't have it marked as owned, but then again, I literally haven't scanned my books into Goodreads in a couple of years, so there's that. Okay, so if I don't already own the Kiss Quotient, I will get it one way or another, whether it's through Libby or Hoopla or my library, or I'll just order it or whatever. So this is actually the one that you would have to vote for because I haven't read it. So this says, a heartwarming and refreshing debut novel that proves one thing: there's not enough data in the world to predict what will make your heart tick. Stella Lane thinks math is the only thing that unites the universe. She comes up with algorithms to predict customer purchases, a job that has given her more money than she knows what to do with, and way less experience in the dating department than the average 30-year-old. It doesn't help that Stella has Asperger's, and French kissing reminds her of a shark getting its teeth cleaned by a pilot fish. Her conclusion: she needs lots of practice with a professional, which is why she hires escort Michael Fan. The Vietnamese and Swedish stunner can't afford to turn down Stella's offer and agrees to help her check off all the boxes on her lesson plan, from foreplay to more than missionary position. Before long, Stella not only learns to appreciate his kisses, but to crave all the other things he's making her feel. Soon, their no-nonsense partnership starts making a strange kind of sense, and the pattern that emerges will convince Stella that love is the best kind of logic. So if you want me to read this, vote the Kiss Quotient. Okay, my battery's almost dead, so hopefully we can get this video done before that happens. All right, next. Okay, next is a book that was gifted to me by my dear friend Clint, but he gifted me two, and the first one is Heartstoppper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. I have read and do still own Heartstoppper. Next. And the other book that Clint sent me, he sent this because he's recently read it and really enjoyed it, and also Kaylani, our other co-host for the Season-a-thon readathons, she absolutely loves this series as well, and this is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Okay, I feel like I read this one and unhauled it. Let me check. That is correct. All right. Don't know why I took my earbud out. All right, next up. And then last but not least, this was so kindly sent to me by Sterling, who is Clint's boyfriend, and I feel has become a friend of mine as well. That is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Okay, I do still own and have not read The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So let me pull that up. Okay, this says, fried green tomatoes and steel magnolias meets Dracula in this southern-flavored supernatural thriller set in the 90s about a woman's book club that must protect its suburban community from a mysterious and handsome stranger who turns out to be a blood-sucking fiend. Patricia Campbell had always planned for a big life, but after giving up her career as a nurse to marry an ambitious doctor and become a mother, Patricia's life has never felt smaller. The days are long, her kids are ungrateful, her husband is distant, and her to-do list is never really done. The one thing she has to look forward to is her book club, a group of Charleston mothers united only by their love for true crime and suspenseful fiction. In these meetings, they're more likely to discuss the FBI's recent siege of Waco as much as the ups and downs of marriage and motherhood. But when an artistic and sensitive stranger moves into the neighborhood, the book club's meetings turn into speculation about the newcomer. Patricia is initially attracted to him, but when some local children go missing, she starts to suspect the newcomer is involved. She begins her own investigation, assuming that he's a Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy. What she uncovers is far more terrifying, and soon she and her book club are the only people standing between the monster they've invited into their homes and the unsuspecting community. So if you want me to read this, vote The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Okay, so I just counted it up, and we have 11 books that I've written down here that were ones that I still own and have not read. So these are the books that you can vote for: Chain of Iron, Bridge of Souls, Millenniagram, Tencil, The Emperor's Babe, The Conductors, The Mask of Mirrors, Would Like to Meet, Wires and Nerve, The Kiss Quotient, and The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So comment down below which book or books that you would like for me to read in the upcoming month. From this particular one, I will have to pick the top 2 voted books since there were 11 there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!